A Course in Miracles. Lesson 54. These are the review ideas for today. 16. I have no neutral thoughts. Neutral thoughts are impossible because all thoughts have power. They will either make a false world or lead me to the real one. But thoughts cannot be without effects. As the world I see arises from my thinking errors, so will the real world rise before my eyes, as I let my errors be corrected. My thoughts cannot be neither true nor false. They must be one or the other. What I see shows me which they are. 17. I see no neutral things. What I see witnesses to what I think. If I did not think, I would not exist, because life is thought. Let me look on the world I see as the representation of my own state of mind. I know that my state of mind can change, and so I also know the world I see can change as well. 18. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. If I have no private thoughts, I cannot see a private world. Even the mad idea of separation had to be shared before it could form the basis of the world I see. Yet that sharing was a sharing of nothing. I can also call upon my real thoughts, which share everything with everyone. As my thoughts of separation call to the separation thoughts of others, so my real thoughts awaken the real thoughts in them. And the world my real thoughts show me will dawn on their sight as well as mine. 19. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am alone in nothing. Everything I think or say or do teaches all the universe. A son of God cannot think or speak or act in vain. He cannot be alone in anything. It is therefore in my power to change every mind along with mine, for mine is the power of God. 20. I am determined to see. Recognizing the shared nature of my thoughts, I am determined to see. I would look upon the witnesses that show me the thinking of the world has been changed. I would behold the proof that what has been done through me has enabled love to replace fear, laughter to replace tears, and abundance to replace loss. I would look upon the real world and let it teach me that my will and the will of God are one. I have no neutral thoughts. There once was a master painter who believed some brushstrokes did not matter. He stood before a vast white canvas and flicked a bit of grey into the corner, saying, "This is nothing, just filler." But the grey bled. It deepened the shadows. It altered the way the light fell across the entire scene. The mountain he painted later had to compensate for that grey. The river curved differently because of it. The sky darkened in response. He stepped back and realized something humbling. There were no insignificant strokes. Every mark leaned the painting towards storm or sunrise. So it is with thought. Each one either clouds the canvas or clarifies it. There is no idle pigment in the mind. I see no neutral things. Imagine walking through a cathedral made entirely of mirrors. Every pillar reflects not the architecture, but the face of the one walking through. Smile, and the arches soften. Frown, and the ceiling appears jagged. Call the mirrors cruel, and they seem distorted. Call them kind, and the light steadies. The wanderer eventually understands. The building is not reacting. It is revealing. The structure does not judge. It testifies. The world is that cathedral. It shows the quality of the gaze that rests upon it. Change the gaze, and the architecture appears transformed. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. In a quiet village, one person rang a bell at dawn each day. The tone was subtle, almost delicate. Yet birds lifted into the air. Windows opened, Bakers began kneading dough. Children stirred beneath blankets. One vibration moved through every life. The ringer once believed the sound was personal, a private ritual. But the village proved otherwise. Vision is like that bell. What is seen inwardly resounds outwardly. A fearful sight spreads tension through the streets. A loving sight ripples warmth through unseen corridors. There is no solitary echo in a shared sky.
I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. Picture a vast ocean with countless waves rising and falling. One wave believes it crashes alone. It boasts of its height. It laments its fall. It envies another's curve. But beneath the surface, all motion is one body of water. When a single current shifts, the tide responds everywhere. When one wave settles, the sea grows calmer. Thought is that current. It does not terminate at the shoreline of a skull. It moves through the entire expanse. To forgive in one place is to smooth the surface everywhere. To condemn in one corner is to stir the depths. There is no isolated splash in an indivisible sea. I am determined to see. A miner once descended daily into darkness, chipping at stone with weary hands. Others told him there was nothing beneath the mountain but more rock. Yet he carried a small lamp and a certainty he could not explain. Each strike felt insignificant. Dust filled his lungs. Silence pressed in. Still he dug. One morning the wall gave way and light poured in from a hidden cavern lined with crystal. The entire chamber ignited in brilliance. The miner laughed, not because he created the light, but because he refused to stop looking for it. Determination did not manufacture the treasure. It uncovered what had always been there. So it is with sight. To be determined to see is to keep striking the rock of old perception until it cracks. Then love replaces fear as naturally as dawn replaces night. Laughter replaces tears because the darkness was never substance. Abundance replaces loss because nothing real was ever absent. The will that dug and the light that answered were never two.